It's Thursday, February 13th, 2025, and it's the 44th day of the year, and we've got a boatload of weather to talk about, starting with this monster storm that's slamming the west coast right now. We've got a powerful atmospheric river hitting California. This is going to bring a really detrimental storm to a lot of California. We're expecting maybe 8 feet of snow in the mountains. We're expecting flooding rains even into Southern California, so it's going to be a pretty significant system overall. Also up to 70 to 80 mile per hour winds as this huge, really photogenic, from space at least, system barrels in to the western side of the United States. And of course, something that big isn't just going to stop over here. It's going to go all the way across the country and impact all of our lives over the next several days. But first and foremost, this is going to be a big problem in California, especially in terms of the rainfall. We've got a moderate risk today of excessive rainfall around Los Angeles and a lot of Southern California. This is driven by the heavy rain that we're expecting, maybe up to 6 inches in some places, but also the burn scars. And we've had some wildfires down here. We're expecting maybe some debris flow as a result of that. So make sure you are prepared for this, even all the way up into the Central Valley. We've got a slight risk of excessive rainfall for a lot of California. This is going to be a dangerous day. We've got a high risk of flooding and burn scar debris flows. This is one of those days where you really don't want to be out and about if you don't have to. We're expecting there's going to be lots of swift water rescues. There's going to be people getting stuck as they're trying to drive through flooded roadways. Turn around, don't drown. You've heard that before. Don't do that, and make sure you're hyper aware of your surroundings in a situation like this, because some of these places don't flood very often. You might not know where the water's coming from in a situation where it's rising really fast. So we've got a moderate risk for small creek flooding as well. This is just going to be happening over the course of the day today, and just please be hyper weather aware if you live out here. Here's what the radar could look like today around 1 p.m. You can see that heavy rain hitting Southern California, Central California, and you can see once it hits the mountains here, it's turning into very extremely heavy snow. And this is going to be a really heavy, wet snow. We refer to this as Sierra cement. This is going to be a very unique, heavy, wet snow phenomenon. This is something that's going to be incredibly dangerous. Power lines are going to be falling. Trees are going to be falling like crazy. This is going to be a historic snowfall for the mountains of California. Mark my words. And the avalanche risk is going to be off the charts. So once again, we've got a heavy, wet snow, maybe up to 8 feet in some places, falling in a very short period of time with warmer temperatures than usual, even at the higher elevations. And then also we're going to have all this rain in the valleys. It's a recipe for potentially a disastrous situation. So I just want to make sure we're highlighting this and people are aware of what's going on over there. Now, as we push this into the future a little bit, you can see that all that energy goes over the Great Basin into the Rockies. We're going to have some strong winds in Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, and especially into Arizona as we go into the day on Friday. And this is going to bring some heavy snow into the mountains of Colorado. It's even going to bring some gusty winds into the Denver area. That energy does, become less apparent on the surface in terms of precipitation as we get later into the day on Friday, but the energy is still there, especially in the upper levels. And once it combines with some Gulf moisture over here, you're going to start to see the radar light up again as the storm continues to move east. It's going to be snowing in Chicago on Saturday early in the morning as a result of the storm that's causing all the problems in California today. And we're going to see that snow shield expand. It's going to snow some more in Iowa. We're going to start off the day seeing some snow in Pennsylvania, Southern Ontario, Western New York, and of course in Michigan as well. We might even see some ice in Indiana and Ohio. And we've got a really strong signal for some heavy rain and some strong thunderstorms in the south. We just had a severe weather outbreak last night down here, and it looks like this one coming on Saturday is going to be even worse. That's right, the Storm Prediction Center has issued a Day 3 enhanced risk of severe weather from Shreveport to Birmingham. This includes most of the state of Mississippi and some of southeastern Arkansas. The slight risk goes from about Houston all the way up to Nashville and Knoxville, Tennessee. So this looks like it's going to be a pretty significant severe weather system. The tornado risk is up there pretty high. We're almost certainly going to be live for this one whenever it happens, and I think the damaging wind is going to be a big problem as well. As far as the specific impacts go and timing, we're going to talk about that more tomorrow. It's a little bit early right now. Our convection allowing models don't see that far yet, so I want to wait until we have that data before I go over that with you, but make sure you tune in tomorrow. This will be the main focus of the forecast, but just know that we've got severe weather on the way, especially in the red hatched area there on Saturday. And the threat looks like it's going to be mostly in the late afternoon, evening, and early morning hours between Saturday and Sunday. So go ahead and start preparing now. And once again, we can see the system crossing over the Intermountain West into the central and eastern United States. Here we are Saturday around 1 p.m. We're going to have a lot of moisture down here, okay? So even where it's not storming at a severe level, we're going to have heavy rain all the way up through the Ohio Valley, even up into southern Indiana and southern Ohio, into West Virginia. This could be another unfortunate ice situation over here in the mountains of West Virginia, and we're going to have that heavy snow coming up into the northeast as well. This could be a pretty impactful winter storm for New York, for Massachusetts, Vermont, and New Hampshire in terms of freezing rain, sleet, and snow. So get ready for that. This will also be a decent hit of snow for portions of southern Ontario and extreme southern Quebec as well. And just notice how much rain we have down here from as early as 7 a.m. Saturday all the way through 7 a.m. Sunday. We could have persistent, drenching downpours from Memphis all the way up to about Lexington, Kentucky, maybe even as far east as Charleston, West Virginia. And that's going to lead to a problem of its own. Yeah, we've got to talk about the risk for flooding again. So obviously we're going to have a hard time with flooding, landslides, and debris flows and stuff over here on the West Coast today and tomorrow. That energy is going to transfer right over to the eastern United States, and we're going to have a significant flooding risk, I think, in the Ohio River Valley down towards the mid-Mississippi River Valley, because in a very short period of time, there's going to be some places that see anywhere from 3 to 6 inches of rain, maybe even 4 to 8 inches of rain, specifically between Memphis and about Lexington, Kentucky. That looks like it's going to be the hardest hit area right now as far as rainfall totals go. And this is going to cause some flash flooding. And also, since the ground is so super saturated out here, a lot of these places have seen a bunch of rain. This could lead to some widespread river flooding as well. The Ohio River might need to be on alert, looking for water rises, and all of the tributaries that go into the Ohio River also need to be looking out for that as well. Check it out. The Weather Prediction Center has a moderate risk of excessive rainfall from Memphis to Nashville, up through Louisville, Lexington, Kentucky, and then once again, maybe even over into the Charleston, West Virginia area towards extreme western portions of Virginia. This is going to be a pretty serious situation in terms of both flash flooding and river flooding. So make sure if you live in a flood prone area, you have a plan in place. This is going to cause flooding. This could cause significant flooding. So don't let your guard down. Don't overlook this. Make sure you know what you're going to do when that flood warning or flash flood warning comes through. Now, on the northern side of the storm system, after it crosses the Rockies, it is going to bring a lot of snow up to some of our northern states, Wisconsin, Michigan, for example. Through Monday, it looks like some of you guys could pick up anywhere from 4 to 8 inches of snow. I think upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine will also get a pretty good thumping of snow, maybe over a foot of snow over the next 4 or 5 days or so. This is going to be a lot of snow actually in southern portions of Quebec over towards Nova Scotia. But the real winner here is going to be the higher elevations over here in California. 150 inches of snow is possible. Once again, a historic snowstorm of epic proportions up there in the mountains of California. Normally, this is a good thing. We like having the water reserves. Ultimately, this is a good thing, but in the short term, it is going to be quite dangerous. So with the avalanches and the immediate runoff that's going to come from some of the melting and stuff like that. So I just want to make sure we express that concern. But no, we've got more to talk about. Some cold air is going to settle in behind our big storm system here. This is going to lead to some more snow showers in the Ohio Valley over towards the Appalachian Mountains and northeast as we go into the day on Monday. And then, yep, we've got another system to watch way out here on Wednesday, February 19th. It looks like another storm system's trying to come together that might bring snow into Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, and then over towards the mid-Atlantic and northeast as we go later into the day on Wednesday. We can actually pinpoint a 20% probability area of a winter storm on the day 6 outlook, February 19th. And then on the 20th, that moves off to the east a little bit. So winter's not over. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, at least not until after February 22nd. Okay, so the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook here paints a very obvious picture. We're going to be dealing with much below average temperatures. The vast majority of us are anyways for the next 10 days. Maybe after February 22nd, things might warm up a little bit, but right now, this is the weather story as we go forward. And that's all the weather talk I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, I'm going to have another video tomorrow with a lot more details on the severe weather situation that will be unfolding on Saturday. I probably won't have a video on Saturday and will instead just be live all day. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel and you have notifications turned on so you don't miss that. Thank you for being here. Smash that like button and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Ooh.